Hello, fellow gamer addicts. How are you guys doing this fine Sunday? Hopefully, you're doing okay. Been a long weekend already, but got a lot done. So, hopefully, everybody is having a little bit of fun there. Let me see. All right. And there we go. Got the chat up. So, Ashley may or may not be able to join us. She had to be to work pretty early this morning. So, she's out literally on the couch taking a nap. So I tried waking her up, but not sure if she'll be able to make it. In the meantime, we're just going to sit and talk about whatever you guys would like to talk about. We have got one video uploaded, a couple others we've spent some time on getting some others done and getting those edited. So there'll be a little bit more coming out shortly. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, getting some things done, and got a little bit warm today, so got what I could get done early in the morning with a few things. So, but as of right now, it's just pretty much just relax, see how you guys are doing, and just kind of hang out a little bit, and take it from there. And I'm getting fairly well caught up. I guess I do still got to finish a couple things, but more or less we got that game over there that we're working on, and you guys will be seeing that shortly too. Let's see here. There we go. Kind of adjust that a little bit more, but we are doing the best that we can to get by. And man, I don't know. So how are you guys doing? What is everybody else out there working on? We just don't got a whole lot going on. It's been a good week, but a little bit of a slow week. Mostly video editing and some stuff like that to get caught up with. I guess I still got to get a few things based here done. I tried catching up this morning on some of your guys' channels. I don't know, man. By the time I work, like Friday, there was another issue that kept me out working. I was supposed to get off at 4:30. I didn't get off until about 8:15. So it takes time. But today I started catching up on a lot of your guys' videos too. Well, hello, Ledford. How are you doing, sir? I haven't been able to see you for a while. Glad you were able to stop by. It's what's it say? Follow. Okay. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Ledford. I follow. But yeah, it's just been catching up this morning. I kind of just took it as an easy day and got some rest and caught up on some of your guys' channels and did that. Yes, I guess I'm not really a licensed therapist, Jeff, so I don't want you to take anything I say with any kind of reasoning. I'm just a fellow addict to the gaming world, but we will try to. The problem with us and our therapy is we'll try to keep you in the addiction. We don't want to lose our fellow addicts. You're doing good. You got the day off, Mr. Ledford. All right. Work sucks, but when you without being rich, you kind of gotta have it or some sort of business on the side. You thought what would show how long you've been in? 3 years? Like what are you referring to? The group or? But yeah. So how are you doing, Jeff? Are you doing pretty good out there? Did you take my advice? Not soak in your jacuzzi too long. It gets you all wrinkly. It's you got to take that in moderation, sir. You can't just sit there for hours trying to relax. It's too much. But yeah, Mr. Ledford, I don't know. We've known you for a while. Yeah. I don't know. It will on the admin side. I know if I go sit there and sort through it. But yeah, we've been doing this for a little while. I mean, it's been fun. The last couple of months, like The internet was a big issue, but they got that straightened out on their area. They had to go out and literally redo lines outside and come to the house just to get it fixed. And yeah, I paid my internet bill. It wasn't that. It was just they're doing a lot of work on the corner, and I think that affects the community where I live too. Oh, you've had sciatic pain for a couple weeks? Oof. That's not fun, Jeff. Just try to take it easy. Um, I deal with back pain a lot. I just am kind of used to it over the years, but it's not fun. It's really not fun. Part of it doesn't help me crawling on my stomach, army crawling under houses either. That's probably doesn't help my back very much. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But pain is not no fun. Although remember, Jeff, pain is weakness leaving the body. Correct. So the more pain you have, the more weakness it's going away, and eventually you run out of that, and then it'll stop hurting. At least that's theory. But yeah, Mr. Ledford, you've been with us for quite some time. So it's funny how the time thing works, man, because it's work, do this, do that, turn around, kids grow up, look around, I look back, because I've been doing this quite some time, I guess. Just not as much as I would like to, but you know, you can see we're trying to get gaming in. I've got two other videos to put up. The one came out today on our TikTok channel, was the same as the one that came out yesterday on the YouTube. So I do have some content. It's just when you get done working at 8 o'clock at night or 8:30, it's hard to try to come home and get your mind straight to do anything. And then on the weekends, yesterday, just a lot of running around trying to get things caught up. You know how that goes. It takes up your day. So this morning, I was cruising people's channels and going through and uh, watching their videos so they get time and liking them and try to help them out because YouTube counts all that stuff. So that's about that's about all you can do. So that's my goal. The rest of the night, when I'm done with the show, I will go play with my 2-year-old granddaughter, and we'll have some fun. And then I'll probably edit those other two videos and get one of them up, and then again tomorrow after work. And hope that the storms they say we're having coming are not going to be too severe as they say, because that would not be fun. So, oh my God, Charles, you're in the emergency room? Oof. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, but man, make sure you take care of yourself. Hopefully, you don't got like anything serious. Maybe it's just a bad case of strep, and then they can drug you up on some antibiotics. But that sucks. I hope they figure it out and you can get to feel better, sir, because that's not fun. You're at the ER. Jeff is not feeling good either. So yeah, and a lot of my coworkers are having issues too. It seems like that. I don't know. Whatever's going around, people are getting sick on different ends. So, uh, whoops, what do we got there? I'm surprised you got signal in the hospital though, Charles. Holy crap! Wow. I'm wondering why they did an EKG if you have a sore throat. Huh. I see the chest x-ray though, because they're going to make sure you don't got any kind of like pneumonia or anything like that. Oh, damn, man. When you get out of the hospital, go to your favorite chair and rest. And take it easy and get yourself better. Lots of people count on you, like to watch your videos and stuff. So you get yourself taken care of, man. Hey, you got to have your phone on silent. That's fine. I just want you to get better, man. But I appreciate you tuning in, Charles. That's amazing. Thank you. So yeah, I do the best I can to not get sick. I'm one of those people that I tend to not get sick when everybody else does, but then when I get sick, I get like hammered with it. Where everybody else is here, it gets me pretty hard. So, but I've learned to take uh, natural things that help build your immune system over the years. So that for me seems to work very well. There's a couple things you can research and take out that you just buy at the local store and boost your immune system up, and that makes a big difference too. But hopefully, Charles, you're going to be okay. So craziness, you guys. Ledford's got the day off. That's good because I bet you're working a lot. And pretty much just like I said, this week I've gotten some videos done, and me and Ashley are working on a Clash of Steel game. So we'll doing it in sections, and then we'll put that out like a battle report on that. And it'll be an interesting one because it's a different way of doing it. Oh, cool! You had a grandson yesterday. All right, Charles. Hopefully he's nice and healthy and everything good. That's cool. And then do they live with you too? So would that be one more in your house? Make your house a little bigger? Babies are cool. I always have a blast playing with them. They're fun. And then they grow up really fast. So congratulations then, Charles. 9? Oh, that that's a lot in one house. But you know what? That's how it is. Other countries they do that. America's kind of like they want people to move up and move out so they can get separate bills going in separate names and whatnot. I think a lot of that's just a money push. But other places they don't. Families just kind of expand. Um, but wow. Anyways, congratulations then, Charles. That's that's cool. Have some fun with the baby as much as you can. Of course, I know you're sick today, but you know what I mean. They are kind of fun. Like if you remember that little TikTok I did, Charles, on my favorite miniature. And if you look at the TikTok that we got, you got to go back a little ways. But I just panned my desk, and then I said my favorite miniature, and I was holding my granddaughter, and I panned it over to her, and I was like, "That's my favorite miniature." She came pre-built, and you know, just no instruction booklet, but already pre-assembled. So you gotta have fun with them. It works. But anyways, get yourself some meds so you can get back on your feet there, Charles, and keep going and get rest along the way. That will help out tremendously, sir. Um, but other than us editing some videos and trying to get some gaming in, it hasn't been a too much huge of a week. I got some things I'd ordered a while back that have come in. Telemachus was kind of just joking me um, about me spending his money, but I only spend his money so he doesn't have to spend It's a lot easier on him that way, I think. That's what I try to do, be helpful. but but the few things we're unboxing were very low priced. Anyways, they're just cool things to throw on the table because I like terrain and it really makes a difference to me. Oh, you got your 15 millimeter L's finished? Nice. I still have, I've got all my apes and my cowboys and all that done, Charles. It's just, I've been trying to figure out what set of rules to kind of use for them, and I don't know. I was going to try and make something up too. But my biggest hindrance is it was kind of Western themed, so be a Western town where they dug up like a portal, and so it's the Texas Rangers and whatnot. But the Western themed um, terrain is what I'm kind of looking for in 15 millimeter. There's tons of it in 28 millimeter, but 15 millimeter not so much. So did have success getting our resin printer redone. Um, we got some support from them, Anycubic, and I think maybe it was, I don't know. I didn't expect it to get dirty that fast. That basically needed the screen changed and got that done. So did a little test print on some 6 millimeter buildings, and so far come out so good. Yeah, 6 millimeter, because I got all these little 6 millimeter tanks, and I want to be able to get them out there and play with them too. Mr. Ledford, I have not had a chance to do much painting this week. Really, I honestly, I've had several late work days, and then in between, me and Ashley are trying to do a game with the battle report. But I have accomplished during the week getting a couple of videos made, like the one that came out yesterday. I got another one I was editing that I'm going to try and upload later tonight after the show, so it comes out maybe tomorrow or something. So I've got 3 done and working on a battle report. So I haven't had a chance to do any painting this last week. We've just been trying to game and get some more content. That internet thing kind of hurt us for a bit. Well, hey, British Legion, how are you, sir? Welcome to our addiction. We're glad you're addicted too. So that's the nice thing about this addiction, this hobby addiction. It's not a bad thing, right? It's not like some terrible addiction. It costs money, probably more than some of the drugs, but hey, mini warm up. What's up, nerds? I seen you were doing another Zombicide game, but am I correct, Brian? You're doing it. Did you get your wife involved on that one? And I know you haven't posted it yet. I don't think. Yeah, I checked out some of your painting too. Ashley's not here for you to make fun of, though. That way you guys don't butt heads right now. But that's why, because she's been working every day and she's crashed. I've tried waking her up. She's taking a nap. Well, I don't think so. She doesn't have a day off till, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. All right, Charles, we'll talk to you more later. Get better, man. I'm glad you tuned in from the hospital. That's impressive. I appreciate that. Well, British Legion, if you're referring to it's bad, yeah, it costs money. But the good thing is anybody in the tabletop gaming world, doesn't matter if it's cardboard or plastic, the addiction is at such a level that you really can't afford to get into drugs. You know what I mean? So it's like a choice, and I think it's a healthier choice. So that's the problem with our therapy is we're just going to continue to encourage you to be an addict of the gaming world, in general. That's why I say don't take any of our advice. We don't ask for any money. Just pay attention. That's all. But it does get to be a bit expensive sometimes. And I have fun when I order stuff. British Legion, like I got those craters I put up. Now I haven't had them for a long time. Anything that I could use for bombed out stuff. So when they came in the mail, I didn't tell Ashley. She's all, "Where'd this come from?" I said, "I don't know." And she looks at me and she goes, "You ordered something?" I said, "Maybe." And then the other day, another box came and she looked at me and she goes, "You ordered something again?" I said, "Oh, it's all low cost terrain here and there. One thing out of one paycheck, one thing out of another." What's on the bench, Mini Warmut? This week, video editing, getting in gaming. Um, not so. I haven't done any painting, not any of that, because busy trying to get caught up on content. It cost us them coming out to fix the internet and do the lines outside. So that's what's on the bench. Not any figures to this show to show off. Um, we do have when we do that battle report on the tanks. I'd say watch it because you'll be in for a little surprise we're putting in there. I tried to say something about that last week, but our show kept cutting out and lagging out. So yeah, so it's been mostly more about gaming this week, sir. Um, I'm sure at some point though, some of the terrain that has come in, Ashley's going to want to fiddle around with. The craters came with two different kinds of that static grass, so it helps, and more than enough if you want to decorate them. Otherwise, some of that battlefield in a box stuff is nice to just take out and throw down. So there you go, Mini Wormut. Nothing technically quote on the bench at this moment. Just getting gaming in. Do have a few things I gotta finish up my eliminators. I got notified that they took my money for the BattleTech stuff out of the Kickstarter for shipping. So it's gonna be I'm just waiting for that stuff to come. That'll be nice. We'll do an unboxing of that there. Well, way to go, Mini Wormut. You overdid it. 3D printed tower. When you say huge, how big is that? Greek Commanders, Zombicide Games, Trash Train, and primed up some 15s. Awesome. Our bench has been, like I said, just getting some video content done and getting some gaming in. Because I had to kind of choose. But in all fairness, Mini Wormut, like Friday, I was working from 7:30 in the morning to 8:15 at night. It's a long day, and just by the time you get done and get home, the night's shot. Then the next day, Saturday, you gotta try to get rest, get all your normal running around and stuff done. So sometimes I don't have much time left on a weekend to do anything. So I was kind of faced with gaming and some video content or finishing up the last little bits, because I do want to get the Arena of Blood stuff going. I just gotta that website you gave us. I'll probably order something this week when I get paid again. I think I'll get that Arena because that should work for those other figures and whatnot. No, I think that'll be pretty good. So one thing at a time for us. If I have more time, I would do more. Like right now, Ashley's crashed. She's passed out on the couch in the front room. She's done. So I'm just gonna let her sleep because she does get up at like 4:30 in the morning, and they tend to work her for 7-8 days straight, and then she'll get a day off, and so she doesn't get much time. Ooh, that took a lot of filament. So like the castle tower. Yeah, British Legion. He's got enough games to open his own game store, literally. When he pans that room he had, it's like, my God, you could open a shop, which is a compliment to you there, Ryan. So the dice towers do tend to take up a lot more filament, but it's kind of nice, especially if you get a tall one. I think. Well, you've seen the ones we've put up, so they get pretty tall. Oh, that's cool. Like a futuristic guard chart. So you get your files like off of cults, or are you buying them, or just finding free ones? The ones we paid $2 for or $3 on the 6mm, those actually came out correct. So probably try more of those so I can build up a little 6mm town, then I can do a little 6mm fight. Brian's all no pads here, Nick, just boxes of plastic. But inside the boxes, there's padding on some of that plastic. You could use that. Imagine if you got all those bubble packs, the bubble wrap, and you just taped it to the wall. Pretty soon you'd have a soundproof wall. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have to go buy any of that padded foam they try to sell to you when you're trying to do things like this. And it would be environmentally friendly because you're just recycling it. So, well, that's cool. What are you working on, British Legion? What do you got going on? Well, you got a lot going on, but is there anything you wanted to say? And Trash Train is something that Mini Wormut's well known for. That's how I first ran across him. And then he gave me a piece of a plastic sprue, something called Zombicide, and said, "Here, sniff this right out of the box, Greg." And I was like, "Damn it!" So I got a little bit of a free taste. Well, yeah, Zombicide itself, Mini Wormut takes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, and then you got to edit it. Editing's the fun part. So for me, so you can film or video the battle reports, but then editing out what you don't want, putting it together, uploading it, putting in all your hashtags, and then you go upload it somewhere else. All that stuff takes time. You gotta have time to do it. So I'm glad you got time to do it. But I understand, man. I know that's part of my problem too, is the work. I need the money, right? So I need the job, but I need more time to be able to do things video wise too. Woo! British Legion's got more dystopian wars coming. Nice. Nice. So yeah, you got way more done than we did. But that's okay. Mini Wormut. Now, if you want to do another Zombicide game, we'll have to do that too. So that's interesting, Brian. More gamers figure out how to use Z-Side minis can be used for agnostic games. Yeah, it is. I'm going to give you that because the boxes, I have not been disappointed in any Zombicide, anything I bought. You get enough miniatures, and they're nice miniatures, and yeah, you could use them. There you go, Mini Wormut, just for Nick. You got Dystopian Wars video up. Nice. There you go, British Legion. He did something just for you, sir. See, that's another game. Ooh, there you go. There you go, Mini Wormut. British Legion is excited. I don't know much about that particular game, but I got enough games right now to keep me, quote, afloat. Which I'm going to have to do a naval game because I think I found a way to come up to make a good ocean terrain for the ships. Oh God, Brian involves a bow tie and only a bow tie. Good. Then wait till Keegan sees it and you'll have a new fan. And then of course, depends on what's in the video. Yeah, I don't know. You could try looking at them British Legion and get something to shield your eyes so your mind doesn't get burned in images, Although I'm sure with Brian it'll be okay. Now, if Mythos and Freak were here and they talked about a bow tie only, I would think probably they would be realistically being truthful. Oh, ooh. The Chris Farley dance? Yeah, I like that. No. That would be too much. That'd be too much, Brian. I think it would, for British Legion, it would not be good for his mind, I don't think. I don't think it's good for anybody's mind. Once you see that dance he does, ooh, yep, you get that'd be just too much, man. So sounds like everybody's been busy too, which is good. Um, I think I think Brian, I'm just gonna try and alternate. One week do any kind of painting, the next week do kind of try to do gaming, and that way there's I can try to get something done more than what I've been able to. If that's not good enough for you, by the way, Mini Wormut, I will screenshot this and send it to Keegan and ask him if he can do a private dance for you, since he can send it to you on Messenger. Yeah. Although you may not be able to paint for a while. Good grief. Nope. Are you sure? 'Cause I know Keegan will do it for you for free, man. He likes to try to trip me out. Since he lives out here, like I said, I drive by the house one day and I hear Greg, and I'm in the company truck, and I stop and look over, and there's Keegan. He's got his shirt lifted up, going like that on his deck. And then for a second, my mind's like, ah! Just screams. I'm like, keep driving, keep driving. And I just, yeah. And then he told me after work, he goes, oh, I got you. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't expecting when I turned to the side for you to be flashing me on your deck. Yeah. What's up with the Twilight 2000 game? I don't. Keegan is Keegan is the one in charge of that one there. So I think because I think you had something to do the one time, and then Mythos. So what he's got to do is get, and then he had to work. So it's like those things came up. So I mean, I'm all for it because I got the character sheet done. I think it'd just be kind of fun to sit around because we can use the services just to sit and chit chat. Oh, British Legion, are you asking what our favorite miniatures company is? Um, I don't. So Modifius, um, they make some very nice miniatures. All that's one of the companies people don't really think about. Games Workshop, of course. I mean, they are pricey. Everybody knows that, but I've never had crap miniatures from them. They're always pretty good. Um, I I don't know because so far the miniatures I've gotten have been pretty good. Man, damn it, I can't remember the one we got. Miniature. I'll have to get back to you on that one, British Legion, because now I can't remember the name of the one where I got these other ones. I found them offline. They're metal, um, older metal miniatures, but some of them are pretty detailed. So, um, and then again, it depends on what kind of miniatures you like. To me, it'd be you want like people, elves, dwarves, orcs, where you want talking about armor. Um, GHQ Micro Armor has really nice 6 millimeter, military type models. Gale Force 9 tanks are really pretty good. They're pretty nice. send you a link to the first one, Modiphius. Is that what you want? Because they make a group, a Call to Arms, or they make the game. So there's a lot of their miniatures are good. Their STL files are good. And God, man, I can't remember the name of the one. And you're right, Mini Wormut. Those are nice miniatures I've seen people post. There's quite a few good ones. Okay, I will get you that, and I will get that to you here in a minute. Let's see. So I'm looking up for now because Modiphius does. I mean, they do Fallout too, and Mini Warmuck can attest to that. They do the Star Trek adventure. They do quite a bit of stuff. So let's see here. So the Elder Scrolls, A Call to Arms, Fallout, 5 Parsecs from Home, Borderlands. Let me get you this link here. Let's see if it'll. Here, British Legion. Let's see if I can post it here. Let's try. So we personally had the Fallout miniatures I bought for the boys. And I bought the game. I got the harder to find one with the alien, and we used it once. So I sent all that to Mini Warmuck. He sent us stuff, so you know what? It's all good. I sent him that box and the other miniatures, and see, like he says, they are beautiful. And that's Modiphius makes some really good quality miniatures. And most people in the hobby industry, I hear all these names, but I never really hear Modiphius being brought up. But you're welcome, British Legion. So if you like Fallout, if you like Elder Scrolls, the video game, and you got Elder Scrolls, A Call to Arms, those are really nice miniatures. I mean, we can dig them out and show you one of these times. They're pretty damn nice. Ashley painted all of them. I know Brian knows, we got like the castles that we printed on our filament printer, because when we bought the STL files from Modiphius, it was dead on. Like, there was not an issue with the files working and coming out correctly. So they also make a beautiful map, double-sided neoprene mouse pad type map. It's like a winter scene on one side, and on the other it's more grassy. But you could use it for literally any other scene too. So that's it's just interesting because people just generally don't talk about them, is all. But I've never been let down by them. So I guess, I don't know, it's hard to say. I've got a lot of GW stuff, and I cannot complain about Games Workshop stuff, other than, yes, it's pricey, but they're always good models. They're not junk models. I'm gonna have to get back to where I got all the miniatures from that were metal for the little game I'm trying to do. But those are also good, and there's so many people now, so many companies that make very nice miniatures that it's kind of hard to say. Like you guys know, this is like the bonanza of tabletop gaming. Whether you're doing, it doesn't matter if it's cardboard, like Brian likes to use for fires, or if it's plastics or whatever, RPGs, D&D of any kind, Pathfinder. This is just tons and tons of stuff available for you to play today that they just didn't have 20, 30 years ago. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't keep up with all the releases and you want to buy, but see, that's the problem. Then you end up getting stacked. But you check out Modiphius and just see. And I'll tell you what, British Legion, next week, we'll take 5 minutes and I'll get them out of the filing cabinet over there, get the other camera, and we'll show you. So you can see what they look like painted. Maybe I can pull out their map because I really can't say enough good about it. Prairie miniatures are good. Yep. So it's kind of just up to you. I mean, I haven't run across junk miniatures yet. Warlord Games. I really can't speak for them, but I'll take, if you say it's okay, I will take your word on it. No problem, British Legion. Mantic Minis. Oh boy, are those one of the one? Are they in like little tiny pieces, or if you have the patience to build them? Yeah, I don't know. It's more like time. But the things like the Red Dawn miniatures from Battlefront, Flames of War, all those are pretty nice too. Hey, Telemachus, how are you, sir? I liked your comment on our video. That's why I responded. I don't want to. I'm spending all your money for you, so you don't have to. Ooh, 2 pieces for the arms. Nah, the arm should be the arm. It would be hard to, yeah. So I have like big hands, big fingers, so little tiny pieces are hard for me to do. But that would be kind of a pain. Spend away. Oh yeah, I'm not spending very much. I'm trying to do like simple, like out of one paycheck. I ordered one thing. Those craters were $27. The other one that you haven't seen the video on was right about the same. That's with shipping. So I try not to. I don't really have a ton of money to put out there. So, but I wanted to start adding a few things. Oh, look, Brian, he says salutations. Nice. I'm glad you could spell that, Telemachus. I couldn't have spelled it. I could say it, but I don't think I could have spelled it without spell check. So, believe me, sir, I'd like to spend away. It always seems like you start to get ahead or caught up, and then something else comes up. You know how that goes. And I think the next thing I want to spend on is, like, I like this camera for doing this, but a couple of other cameras I've tried just don't do what I want to do. And so there's a Logitech one I'm looking at. I'll see a couple of them there on their website. So I might do one of those for more of the close-ups, because this other one on the arm here, it's not. It's good, but it's a little too grainy. No, I'm actually not buying any more miniatures at the moment there anymore. I'm not, just a little bit of terrain. You're right. It is time for painting, but we've been busy busting out a game. That way we have a battle report for you guys and something to go along with it too. So, oh, now the 1-page rules, I haven't had a chance to put them to use. So, but everybody likes them, and everybody says it's pretty simple. So that's cool. And it's a good rule system for you. Well, rules to me should be as basically as simple as you can. I think some of the rules are way too complicated to get new people in, so you got to start them on a game that specifically is not overkill. But then again, you can't. How do you be a rule designer? Somebody's going to complain. That's too easy. What about us veterans? Or that's not realistic in this case. Da 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 da. I've watched people pick apart rules, for my whole life. So it would be kind of hard because when you go to launch a rule, you know that there's gonna be a complaint either way. I think of it as me. I've had some ideas for years on some rules. If I was to put something else, I wouldn't really worry about what the extremes either side. I'd be more concerned with if you're new, is it easy to maneuver and easy to use? And the less numbers, the better. Like if you got a roll to hit, and then you got a roll to do this, you got to go through all these steps before you find out if you're damaged. I mean, it drags it out too on some of these games. So I agree with you. The less numbers, the better. Um, and there's ways to do it, but one page rule sounds a lot better. And you got problem like with Warhammer is each faction has its own special abilities, and then within the factions, the certain different different soldiers or different combat units have different abilities also. So it gets to be daunting. If that's all you play, then you're going to get it down. But if you're like us, it's kind of daunting when you're trying to play multiple different games. So I learned with Warhammer to try to condense my combat patrol into more of the same types of them, so that I know, okay, I can do this or I can do that. Otherwise, it's really easy to get lost. But Telemachus spending, not been very little since March to Victory for us was a bit difficult to get to money wise because it just takes money, and so we spent out there. We got those paints and speed paints, and I got my um, eliminators that they didn't have here because they literally don't have them out here. And half the time, find them online, people were scalping them too much. So I actually got them for the retail price at that store. And ironically, it was the last box I had, or I probably wouldn't have spent the money on it. But it kind of completes what I'm doing with my Space Marines. So other than that, there's things like bills and gas and food to try to do. So you know, we're not really doing any spending like that. This last week, like I said, it's catch up with some videos and catch up on some other stuff. Gaming, because I do enjoy the gaming part. You get too many miniatures and you're constantly assembling and painting, but you're not playing as much. Oh yeah, to get another car, yeah. Eventually, we're gonna have to too. We're down to just one. The other car's in the shop probably till Wednesday. So that put a big crimp on it. I actually had to rent a car so Ashley could get to work. So her job, there's no paid time off yet for her because it's a newer job. So she can't really miss a week, you know what I mean? So that's an extra expense. And, um, I mean, it just boils down to money. If you had unlimited money, it'd be okay. But getting a car is expensive. Getting them repaired is expensive. And, you know, so that's why I say my spending on this stuff was before the car broke down, and it was just two things that were pretty cheap that I've been wanting to get. But some of the stuff I'm telling you, it's harder and harder to find. I don't think Battlefront's making a lot of that stuff anymore. So it's kind of get it while they got it, or you just don't. They don't re-release stuff that I know of. Yeah, mini Mormont, $115 is about right. I fill up the work we got. Truck I got is at the company is 2020 Dodge Ram with the Hemi. So a big old truck, and if you go to fill it up, it's about 90 to 100 something bucks to fill it every time, and it just depends on the price of gas. Sometimes it's more. Depends on where the fuel is at. And so yeah, I mean that's not cheap. Our regular van to fill it takes over $60, and it's just a 2008 Dodge Grand Caravan, man, like a family grocery go-getter. It's nothing fancy, but still costs you $60 to fill it up. So it's one of those things. So yeah, my spending's been pretty limited lately. All this other stuff, and which is good because I got enough. I really don't need to. The only thing I want to get more of, like I've said over 100 times, more terrain. That's it. I'm not. No more game things. I got Arena of Blood was my last expenditure on a game system for rules because I like Wiley's game stuff. So I try to help support them too, But that's kind of the last one. And the one-page rules I'll probably use. I want to use on Warhammer is what I want to use it for. It gets expensive for sure. So that's about it, you guys. We got some content coming during the week. One more little box of terrain that I got, and then a video, and that's going to be a battle report. But in that battle report, if you listen to it, there's a giveaway involved with it. That's all I'm going to say at this moment. So once it gets out there and you listen to it, there'll be X amount of time to respond, and that'll get some attention, I think, there, and give people a chance to get something. Because we used to do giveaways a lot, but the last year or so we haven't been able to because, sometimes mailing things, especially if I got to mail something to Canada from the U.S., is dumb. It's ridiculous. So, by the way, you'll understand what I mean. So, time has been involved to do this giveaway. And I got kind of like something out. You have that wheel. I found a program. I don't think it's the same place, but you can pay for it and whatnot. And it allows you to add more people, or you could do dice rolls. So I'll be specific in the battle report as to what you need to do to be a part of the giveaway, which is really simple. It'll be really simple. So you guys look for that in about next week. We got a couple more rounds to play, and then I'll put the whole thing out there. And we'll take it from there. I think the only one I have to split it up is for like TikTok because, it's not more than 10 minutes. But TikTok, I'll tell you what, people don't watch anything you do for more than a couple seconds anyway. So that's a platform where if you're going to try on that, your content has to be very short because people are just scroll. They don't really stop and do much of anything. And now I notice it's becoming filled up with ads. So, of course, then again, they're supposed to shut it down in our country, I think, September. I'm not sure why, other than I see a lot of truth being put out. I think that's a big reason. That's hard for them to manage it, so to speak. Because if they were that worried, I don't know why we'd be doing business with that country on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So, but that's all I'll say about that. You guys get where I'm going. So I'm not putting too much time into that. I'm sitting at 666. Nice. Well, yeah, that's interesting, Mini Warma, because when I looked the other day, I looked a couple days ago, and I think I was like 650 something, and then, or last week, 666. All right. Tomagus, yeah, they'll make a deal. It's about controlling the money. Actually, I agree with you to a point. So let me throw this out there. All of us are supposed to be at war with all these other countries, but every 4 years we stop and all these countries get together to play games at the Olympics. Yeah, that never made sense, really. And why are we in commerce dealing with this other country that runs TikTok that they say is worried about stealing all of our info, but we buy from them every single day. So I don't think it's really so much about countries as you got places you live and owners. You know what I mean? So The amount of information coming out on TikTok, though, that's contradictory to what we're all told, I think is the reason they want to shut that down, along with several million other people think that, because I use that a lot. I'll get more news off that than I ever will. I'm never going to get truthful stuff the other way. I can watch mainstream stuff all the time, and you're never going to see what's happening. So I think they're screaming and yelling. Well, if that's the case, then quit doing business with that country 100% on every level if they're truly an enemy. Otherwise, it's just a game. So, I'm sure there'll be some kind of deal, because in our country, a federal ban only applies to federal employees. It doesn't apply to the rest of us. It's like an executive order only applies to the executive branch. Doesn't mean nothing to anybody else in the country. I mean, literally has nothing to do with anybody other than them. So some of the stuff they throw around's a little corny, but we'll see. I haven't put much more effort into TikTok because I got over 3,000 people there. So I try to do something to keep up as far as the people that are following Gamers with Coffee there. But I'm not sure how much more to go into it until they decide what they're going to do. So that's kind of where I'm kind of waiting to see what they do. It's kind of like when YouTube, Brian remembers all that hubbub years ago about FCC fines and all that. So I think I deleted, over 80 videos or something, and just let my channel sit for a long time until they figured out what they were going to do. But I also don't want 3,000 followers to not have anything either. So when I upload stuff here, I upload it there too. But I don't know, man. Hopefully it's not removed. I like that app for things that I am interested in. They have nothing to do with the hobby. So it's kind of interesting time we live in. But Telemachus, you're right. I mean, it is about controlling stuff. So money is a big part of it. Money makes this whole thing work. So yeah, I'm more concerned with getting one more subscriber, like Mini Wormut says. I really don't want to sit at 666. That's not necessarily a good number to sit at, but interesting. Yeah, and the funny thing, Mini Wormut, is I've had people. I don't understand why I get emailed a lot. Are you making money on YouTube? No. Why see ads? Well, I don't know why you see ads on my stuff. I don't even have 1,000 members to even be looked at. So whatever ads are there is YouTube monetizing my content, not me. I mean, now, Brian, you got over 1,000 subs, right? So you're probably making 8-10 grand a month or something. That's how you're doing it. But and I'm just joking, man. I know you're not, because you got to have minutes watched and all this other stuff. And that's the other thing. People's attention spans, like we've all talked about, they really, really are not very long, you guys. So all of us are more older school. We'll sit and we'll listen. Yeah, the ads are there. You're right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see them because I don't watch my own videos, really. I watch them before I edit it and put it up. Yeah, 4,000 hours. You know what I always thought was weird is, I mean, YouTube is an advertising platform, right? It's not a video platform. It's an advertising platform that uses videos. So why don't they open up more abilities to say someone just starts and has 10 subscribers, right? Give them tools too to help them grow, because their goal is to make money at the top off of your work. They're not producing content. They're not building their own business. All the creators are building YouTube. That's how it's always been. But this niche, yep. With the advent, more and more people getting online and that. I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, you didn't have all these people in the hobby. Now I can't turn my head without somebody offering commission paintings. Everybody's got their own show. Everybody's got their own podcast. So you're not really, it doesn't make it's harder to gain ground because then all of us, no matter who you are, it doesn't make you quote unique. So it's just kind of a struggle. Yes, Mini Warbot. The only YouTube channel is getting any kind of income or social. Look at me. And see, and I'm not gonna, for all the ranting and raving and censoring that they do, they let some nasty stuff on this platform, and it's stuff that should not be there. But I noticed that kind of trash stuff gets lots of views. They make lots of money. Um, I'm just like you guys. Just we're just all being ourselves. Whether it goes anywhere, great. If it does, it doesn't matter. You guys, I appreciate all of you. You guys appreciate everybody else. We all kind of work together, try to help support each other. That to me means more than all the other stuff. Numbers kind of come as you go. Um, to make money, you have to have tons of subs and views. Yeah, you're right, British Legion. Yeah, and you have to have subscribers that want to pay, right? So that's another thing too. They have the option. Brian, look at my fingernails. Valley Girls, yeah. So it's a lot of frivolous stuff, and then our hobby in general has become overly crowded. And that's not a complaint, it's just a fact. There's just everybody. Hey, there's Reese. Hello, Reese. How are you? But it makes it really hard for people to get up and get going. I think they should allow some more features it shouldn't matter if you have 1 or 2 subscribers or someone who has, say, 2 subscribers. They're allowed to be able to do more. That's going to give them incentive to go forward more, but I guess whatever their reasoning, and I don't know. Oh, Reese, did you move? I don't remember. Were you moving? If you're getting settled at a new place, that's cool. Very cool. Worst part about trying to move is trying to get everything done. I hate moving. I really don't want to move. So in your new place, Reese, do you have like a dedicated room for your hobby? Reese here, by the way, you guys, he does a lot of 54 millimeter things, like his tag there says. He's got some cool stuff. Although British Legion and Mini Warmout, I'm betting that Keegan would probably be able to get views doing some of the stuff he does. Woo! Reese has a basement to work with. Nice. Just make sure you get a dehumidifier for your basement. But if you have a big area like that, that's cool. That's cool. I guess I could do that if I tore out one of the walls. I just don't have the energy to do that at this moment. But that's always nice to have a work area, which was nice when the kids moved out. Like I said, to just keep this was their game room, just to keep it gaming. Dedicated gaming table, painting table, and stream setup. There you go. That's the easiest way to do it, man. That's very nice, very cool. Um, I wish we had more room than this, but we got a game table. We got our streaming setup. Well, you've seen us, Reese. So we got our little thing right here that's where I'm at, and then goes sideways. So we just kind of paint at the desk. So if you can get land, maybe more might get it before it's all bought up. If I could go backwards 20 years, I would have bought a whole bunch of land when it was affordable. Even if I did nothing but park an old school RV thing out there, and then you had some place to go to camp or whatever. That's all it is. That's it. Are you serious? Then you should consider it, because it's still an investment land. If you got the money to do it, then I would That's pretty damn cheap, dude. Yeah, Telemachus is right. Before that guy buys it all up. That guy is controlling way too much stuff. And yep, he's buying millions of acres. Pretty soon there won't be anything left, which, geez, it's almost like it's done on purpose. So grab that if you can, man. Out here, when I first moved out here in '99, it was $195 an acre for farmland, and I wanted to buy it. And, you know, wasn't able to. Now it's like $7,000 an acre. Um, so if you can find it out in the middle of nowhere, it's still yours. You know. All I can tell you this is working the way that I do, and having to deal with a lot of the stuff that goes on with transactions and real estate stuff. You're all this office work I've done. I'm telling you, that type of land, if you sit and think too long, someone else is going to get it, look at it, and go, "Well, I'm not going to wait while some other people think." And they'll just take it. If you think too long, it won't be there. 4,800 elevation. Oh no, you're not. It's not going to be too hot that high up. You're going to be fine. Yeah, in fact, it might get cooler than you think. It's an Apache stronghold area. There you go. Any warm up, just go down there and be disruptive. You'll be okay. If we don't hear from you, we know where to look. But yeah, that would be a good deal really for that amount of acres. I mean, if you're in a position to do it, why not? Then you could build yourself a gaming bunker, man, so that you could survive the coming apocalypse and still game. You know, all the end of the world preppers, they're probably smarter than the rest of us because they're stockpiling stuff. But you could do something where you could stockpile games and food. That way, you could game and eat, and everybody else could be out there wandering around, and you'd be just fine. See, just fine. But hell, you can't. I wouldn't wait too long. That's the end of my advice on that. But yeah, so in Iowa here, I would like to have, because of the price of the stuff, honestly, just want to get maybe like 2 acres, kind of in the backwards area of the state, in the middle of nowhere like you are. All you need to do is find it. Maybe drill down, stick it in there, get some well water, put a little camper out there, back up to a place to live, place to go, and hang out. Yeah, broadcasting. There you go, British Legion, Mini Warmutt's last stand. Broadcasting from the bunker. There you go. See, Mini Warmutt? Everybody supports you on that one. There you go. Except, I bet I know what's holding up Mini Warmutt. Where's the closest food place? Because you love food, and is it too far for DoorDash? That might hinder your decision. Otherwise, take it because you're running out of space where you're at, anyways, right? So why not? The closest town, New Mexico. Ooh, nice, Reese. In enough space to garden, and you know what? That's a good deal there, sir. 5 miles from the Mexican border. Huh. Yeah, Reese has a nice little patch. There you go. I have room to garden where I'm at. Actually, the other day I got some tomatoes in and some watermelons planted. we'll see how that works. But generally, I like to at least grow stuff to make my own salsa. And I tried canning it, but I'm telling you, even if you can it, it just doesn't last very. Everybody eats it up pretty quick. So uh, I kind of like doing that and being a little self sufficient. But yeah, you got it kind of covered there, Reese. I mean, and you got a basement. So hey, protection from storms and a place to game. There you go. All we need now is some really long string and two cans so we could have uninterrupted transmission during an emergency, right? Right, Mini Wormut? Your grapes will be ready in a month. Our grapes uh, just started to get the little green bulbs, so it'll be a little bit. But I got two different kind of grapes. I got the regular grapes you eat, and then the one plant's all wine grapes. Basement equals tornadoes. Uh, no. Hey, British Legion, thanks for stopping by, man. We appreciate it. Get yourself some sleep, and next week, sir, remind me if I forget, but we'll drag out those Modifius figures so you can take a look, okay? Good night, sir. It doesn't always mean tornadoes, Brian. Um, but basements are nice to have, just to have. Out here, it would be good because of the weather. But I'll tell you what, you guys paying attention, you see that hail they got, I think it was in China there, last month, 68 pounds. Yeah, that's going through homes. That's not bouncing off the car. So, basement might be a good idea. Good night, British Legion. Sleep well. And try not to dream of Brian in a basement by himself somewhere with Reese. I don't know. Well, come on out here, Brian. Damn it. Uh, I was a pretty nice place to live. It's not. It's funny. Like I think I told you before, but people tend to think there's nothing out here. That's not true. You have all the things that you would get anywhere else out here, and at least it's more family orientated environment. Like California is a catastrophe. If you live in it, you don't realize the garbage you're living in until you get out. Of course, everybody out here only knows about California. Unless they've been there, it's only what they see in the shows. And that's all fake. It's not like that, anyways. So, and I would never go back. You literally couldn't buy me a house and a car and offer all that to me to go back, and I'd still turn you down. I wouldn't go back. Iowa may not be the greatest place in the world, but way better than where I came from. And you can at least do things out here, you know. So that's a good thing. Well, Arizona is, you know, who you got fleeing California. And when I say fleeing, they're fleeing it because those are the people. Yeah, you'd have to live in California without this turning into a different type of show. Uh, and I have to be careful how I word this, I guess. So if you stay in California, you're kind of doomed. You got to remember the state itself is the seventh largest economy in the world. The state is not not our country, the state. So you're literally those people there. You're damn near trapped into working with the wages and the amounts of rents and food. The politics are terrible. It's corrupted as crap out there. And so, but they got this massive workforce to keep that money coming. So if you might be upset they're coming to Arizona, but you got to remember there's people that don't want that kind of life, Brian. They want out of it. And they're escaping it because it's literally a terrible place to live, and it's just nowhere near. Yeah, New York is the same. I would never go there. When I tell you guys, people could offer me millions of dollars. You know, those that's literally not worth it because some of these states that you go to, you forfeit damn near every right you have. You're literally, it's oppressive, polluted, and all that. Hey, Ledford, have a good one, sir. Thank you for coming by. But yeah, that's why Telemachus people are getting out. They don't want all that. In Iowa, you got a lot of people from other states moving out here too, Brian, just for that reason. So it's kind of just depends on what you're willing to put up with, I guess. And I'm just glad I'm out here. I hope you get the land out here in Iowa because we'd be able to see you. That'd be fun. And Jeff, we could drag him out here too. Well, he already lived out here, so he knows how to come out here and visit. New York's way too expensive. California's expensive. It's those places are way, way too much money to live. I'm happy where I'm at, so but yeah, prices are going up everywhere. Still, good deal on the land. Anywhere mud. You couldn't get that many acres out here for that price. We're glad you're back at your computer, Jeff. We were just chit chatting about where people are wanting to live. Um, so yeah, we got quite a few people coming out here from other states too. I think pretty much it's like a migration getting out of both coasts because of everything dealing with it. And those that can leave are just leaving. Because I personally have talked to people out here who are just grateful that they had a chance to move out this way. Same with the other states. Um, to answer that, Jeff, I'd say yeah. There's just some are better than others, and uh, so where I'm at, where we're at, it is cheaper. So you don't need as much money to live in Iowa as you do, say, in California or New York, because you're not paying um, the same. The output's not the same, so you don't need to make the same amount of money. So I got friends like in California. I mean, you're renting a two-bedroom apartment for $1,700 a month. You've got all these expenses and a car payment. Then it's you have to make a lot more. If you come out here and you pay say $650 for the same apartment, and it's $1,100 less, then that's $1,100 a month, or in a year it's $12,000-$13,000 you have to come up with. So it just depends, I guess, where you live. I don't know how it is where you're at, Jeff. Here it's okay. I mean, food and everything is going up all over, but you're not getting away from that. You won't live in Visalia, Iowa. I don't know much about Visalia, Iowa. Iowa, spooky, yeah. Well, in the states like anywhere else, there's certain towns and places are better to live than others. Um, I'm not saying I live in the greatest. You're getting a 15% pay raise, but rent's going up 50%. So now you're negative on the pay raise. Yeah. So it's rent. So okay. So our rent out here this year they raised the rent. Are you ready? $20. That's what the rent increase was out here where I live in this community. Now this is not no down in the ditch, broken down mobile home community. They've gotten over about 30 homes in the last year. I've been up with bringing them in, contractors setting them up, and so they'll rent out the new one. Um, the infamous axe murders. I didn't know about that in Visalia. Well, you got bad people no matter where you go, but depending on where you live, there's just less bad people in certain areas. Other areas are just overrun. I'll have to look that story up, warm up, because I'm not familiar with that. But Reese had said earlier he's in a college town, lots of people until summer, that dies off. That's okay, Reese, because it kind of pumps up the economy locally. As tourists will help your little area if you're living in. Yep, they warm up. Fracking is still happening. Hey, Walkabout Games. Hello, sir. We were just talking about, well, everything's expensive. Our games and everything are going up, Walkabout, but we all have to pay rent, so we were kind of talking about that too. The price of hookers went up, Jeff. Uh, do they take credit cards now on the phone? Um, and I guess you got to ask them if you get a discount after so many visits. Like when you go to a fast food place and you get free meals. You got to check into that, Jeff, if that's what you're using. Oh, 10 minutes, you're off. All right, Mini Warm-Up. I'll tell you what, when you have to head off, we'll go ahead and shut it down because I probably should figure out dinner too. But everything's expensive. However, Walkabout, we were just basically, I guess we're talking about rent and hookers. So you came in a 10 visit punch card. There you go. That would be hysterical, really. Um, so Walkabout, what? Just give us an example. What? Let's just say a two-bedroom place, like an apartment or something like that, goes for in your area. 2 days. What's in 2 days, Telemachus? So I'm not sure what's in 2 days, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm okay where I'm at. I'm not going to complain. It's a lot harder in other areas, and I don't get paid the greatest. But I will tell you, I live in a community where my daughter owns a home or rents a home. My son owns a home down the street. My other son's across the street from the office. So I've got three of my children that live in the same community and the grandkids. So for me, it makes it worthwhile that way. Oh, 2 days to fill your 10 visit punch card. Oh, that means Jeff will be tired. We'll have to get together and send him a case of Gatorade or something so he doesn't get dehydrated. So yeah, so things like the kids in the area, that's a big thing for me. I'm like you guys, family orientated, so it's important. Therapy for the nerve issue. Wow, that's ridiculous. See, Walkabout, how do they even where do people have the money to do that? And why so high? That's so to give you an example, a four-bedroom mobile home with 1,500 square feet. Okay. 1,500 square feet, four bedrooms, two bath, and these are 2x6 walls, so it's not cheap. Sided, all that, drywall and heating and AC all set up. That's about 114,000. That's it. And rents for that's about 1,200 a month. So you could, plunk down 10 grand and end up with about a $400 a month home payment. A lot count rent and everything, probably be about $900. 600,000? Yeah, geez. See, that's how it was getting in California. So met a gentleman out here. I just happened to be in a store, and he was looking for things. That's helping him out. So he sold his home in Anaheim Hills, which is California, for a little over $1 million. He came out here and bought a brand new home for about 400,000, 350, 400,000. But it had an acre with it, and it was this big house, yada yada. And he had it built that way. We're talking hardwood floors and oak railings and just nice stuff. He said he was surprised he could do that. He paid all of his bills off, put the money in his bank, invested it, and so now, off just selling his home in California, last I knew, he's out here just retired with a paid for home, paid for cars. 3-bedroom, 1.5 baths, 105,000. Yep, that's about right. Yeah, Walkabout. There's a lot of that kind of stuff that artificially inflates it. And then you got the crashes, and when the rich buy, they wait for the economy to pop, for those bubbles to pop, and that's when they buy a lot, as things plummet. That's what you want to do, is wait for things to drop, and then, but some of that's expensive. The house Benny Warmont's talking about, 105,000, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, almost 1,400 square feet. That's pretty cheap. You can do that. So that's the one thing I wondered, Brian, when I came out here. So living in California, to give you a perspective, no matter what you've seen on TV, a lot of gangs control a lot of areas. You don't go places at night unless you know you can, or you got permission, or whatever. And everyone had fence yards. I'd never ever seen a yard without fences. I came out here, and still is today, most people don't have backyard fences. Um, and I never seen that. Matter of fact, schools in California back in the late '90s, you had metal detector screen. It looked like prison. You know, well, I guess it kind of is, and it looked like prison. And you come out here, and I remember asking the principal. I said, "How come the school doesn't have a fence around it?" He goes, "Why do we need a fence? The kids don't run away." A different culture, So, and they don't. It's quite interesting. Yes, walkabout games. I understand why you're coughing. Yep, that happens. Oh, your mom was born and raised there? Yeah, maybe warm up. What you're talking about is, you'll find deals like that off and on over here. Game room. That would be correct. So tornadoes, that can happen out here, but you have basements, and you generally get warnings. And where you lived in California, we didn't get no warnings on earthquake. You're just sitting there talking, and the building starts shaking. You don't. There's no warnings on that stuff. Um, but you will find out here that people are far more friendly. Prices are not through the roof. And it's food, and everything is going up everywhere. You know, and all you got to do is look into it and see why. But it's all being pushed up that way, but not necessarily rents and stuff like that. Um, but that would give you a hell of a nice game room for sure. But as far as the backyard fences, man, most of them don't. The vast majority of the houses just don't have fences. But your neighbors actually get together, though, out here. A lot of your neighbors will sit there, and you'll drive down the street. You'll see people. looking in between the houses, you'll see them barbecuing together and stuff. So when that derecho storm came through, there was no fighting or rioting. Everybody pitched in together and helped each other out. It's quite nice. I mean, we went, like I said, we didn't have power for 9 days here. So it was just candle lights and stuff like that. But the neighbors got together and helped each other out. You didn't have to have, there just wasn't rioting or looting or any of that stuff. Everybody was just helping their neighbor. Even those that used to argue over political differences, that all just stopped. They just kind of worked it all out. Actually, I think it was a really big thing that came out of that storm. There you go, Reese. Keep the cows in. Yep, because cows will wander. I know that for a fact. My uncle used to have a little over 2,000 acres in Oklahoma, outside of Atoka. So they had cattle and they grew watermelons. So yeah, the cows they'll wander around. I will tell you one thing. If a big old steer stands in the road, just go around it. Don't try to get them to move. They're not going to move. All right, Mini Wormut. Go get your dinner, man. And thanks for stopping by, sir. You're laminating your arena blood cards? Do they need lamination? Let me grab mine here. I guess. That'd be cool if you wanted to do that. I didn't think about it. But yeah, we got that too. We just I want to order well, here I go, spending more money. I want to get that. Brian from Mini Wormut sent me a link. And Ashley looked it up. It's like an arena, not the card deck. What do you want to laminate then? Oh, let me see what you're talking about, Walkabout. Are you talking about the cards in the book? Oh, okay. I gotcha. No, that would be a good idea. I was just looking through there. Sorry, my brain was like, wait, the cards need laminated? But yeah, I gotcha. You may as well. Later, Telemachus. Have a good night, man. I know I should probably end it. Everybody's taking off to go do their things. But yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a try. I watched them play a little bit there at March to Victory. So I just got to finish up this Clash of Steel game so we can get that battle report done and get that out. But I think that's a good idea there, Walkabout. Good idea. Well, guys, I think I'll go ahead and end it too. Been at it for about an hour and a half, and I appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you, Walkabout Games, and everybody that comes out here, especially nice to see you. I'm glad you stopped by there. Also, Reese, Telemachus, and I'll try to not spend all your money, Telemachus, okay? Just a little at a time, because Greg can't afford to spend a lot at a time. And Jeff, I know you're there. Thank you for coming out. Charles, if you're listening, I hope you're okay at the hospital there, man, and it's just like strep throat or something and nothing serious. So poor Charles joined us from the hospital. So, but he's got a bad sore throat and a fever. So hopefully he's okay. And it's something like strep throat that they can fix. But anyways, you guys, take care. Next week, British Legion Nick there wanted to see our Modiphius miniatures, so I'll drag them out. We'll show them. Ashley painted them all. That gives us time to take them out too. So we will do that. But anyways, you guys, thank you for coming by. I really do appreciate it. And take care, you guys. Have a good night.